Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today, especially my new viewers and new subscribers. Your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel has truly been amazing. I'll never take that for granted. I'm a 57-year-old American who grew tired of the rat race and decided, you know what, I'm going to cash it all in and I'm going to move to the Philippines in search of a new life. Well, I found that new life, and I want to share with you my boots on the ground experiences. The only way I know how, that's by giving you the nitty gritty. Exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's not going to start today. My subject today is the Philippines will reopen with a bang in 2022. And I'm talking about the Philippine tourism industry. According to a Bloomberg economics report, the Philippines, Thailand, Mexico, Spain, and Italy suffered the biggest losses when the airports and hotels close. And they can look forward to the biggest gains once the COVID crisis ends. But this doesn't tell the whole story. In 2019, the Philippines was entering into its golden age of tourism. Let's face it, there's no other way that we can talk about it. They saw an astronomical rise in foreign tourists coming into the country, something close to 16%, which was nearly 4 times the average global rate and 2.5 times the Asian average. It generated 2.9 trillion pesos, 35% more than the BPO industry, the call center industry. It became the number 2 contributor to national revenues here. Generated something like 6 million jobs, 13% of the gross domestic product. And the future only looked brighter. They had estimates that the growth was going to continue at a 12% clip through 2022. So then you're looking at 3.9 trillion pesos generated, 12 million foreign tourists annually. It was a golden era, man. It was a golden age. Then here comes the pandemic and stops it in the tracks. But see, nature has a perfect balance. So just as it stopped the Philippines in its tracks 2020, it's going to pick up in 2022 as if nothing ever happened. Here's why, if you don't believe me. Why the sudden interest in the Philippines? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Word of mouth travels, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever underestimate the word of mouth. Even though the Philippine government, Department of Tourism, has been spending billions of pesos on promotion, word of mouth. See, Philippines is no longer a secret outside of the military community. People are devouring everything that they can find online about the Philippines. Look at this. According to YouTube, the number of channels in the Philippines with 10,000 subscribers or more has increased by 100%. Content uploaded from Philippine YouTube channels has increased 50%. That's unbelievable, guys. That's astronomical numbers when you look at it. Look at my channel. I'm part of the mom and pop sort of YouTube vloggers over here. My channel has exploded. Over the last 9 months, I'm approaching 19,000 subscribers. Why? Because I've got some exciting content and I'm this great report and all that. No. People are scouring the internet. They want to know everything they can about the Philippines. See? And here's what else has happened. The pandemic did a lot of things. But the one thing it did, it stopped us from taking things for granted, especially when it comes to travel. See, and specifically traveling to the Philippines, because people's passing interest in this country has become a burning desire. They're coming now. They're coming. And for the reasons that they always came. The sun, the sea, the diving, the nature. But It's more than that. No other country on this planet has these three things, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. You're welcome when you get here. It's a genuine welcoming. Doesn't matter if you're here for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, the rest of your life. They really welcome you here in the Philippines. It's cheap here. We can quit all the arguing about budgets and about spending. Man, compared to where I come from in America, this place is cheap. The hotels is cheap. The food is cheap. The transportation is cheap. Getting into these resorts is cheap. And it's beautiful. The people are beautiful. Surrounded by nature. The landscape, the beaches, all of that, guys. This is contributing to the rise in people coming here. And guess what else? Virgin tourists who will be making their first trip to the Philippines is also going to contribute to this tsunami wave of other new visitors to the Philippines. Now, this is something that a figure that's probably not even counted because I couldn't find anything, but we're talking about first-time visitors to this country. Now, I don't care if you've been around the world, you're an experienced traveler, or it's your first time coming anywhere. When you come to the Philippines, it's going to blow your mind. That's all I can tell you. That's the best way I can describe it. This place grabs a hold of you. I don't know what it is. If I knew, I'd put it in a bottle and I'd sell it. But I don't know, but I do know that it's real. And what's going to happen, they're going to come over here because on average, according to the Business World report, the average tourist stays here about 7 days. So after their week here, they're going to go back home with whatever has grabbed a hold of them. They're going to be mesmerized. They're going to tell their friends, their family, their associates, and here they come. And then they're going to go back. Remember, word of mouth, man, you know. And in my estimate, people are going to stay longer now. 7 days in the Philippines? I've been here almost 3 years. One of my friends here has been here almost 3 years. That's going to double. And you have to understand what's so phenomenal about all these numbers and everything. The Philippines is not accessible by land. Imagine if it was more accessible, if it was accessible by land. You could add another 7 to 10 million people coming in here every year. I mean, the numbers I gave you are about as accurate as they can get because of the fact you can only get here by air and by sea. I mean, so 2022 is looking to be a banner year for the Philippines. It's going to restart that golden age of travel here again. Will it just be the same old tired tourism spots, Manila, Cebu, Palawan, Bohol, Boracay? No. The Philippine government, you know, prior to the lockdowns and the quarantines and everything like that, had made a commitment to rebuilding its infrastructure. Let me remind you that the Philippine economy was booming. That's not my words. That's from Bloomberg Economics. It was the 34th largest economy in the world, the 13th largest in Asia. The money was flowing in, man. People were working. They made a commitment to the infrastructure. And a lot of these places over here, a lot of these islands, a lot of these cities grabbed a hold of that, and in the process created a lot more destinations here. Philippines likes to call them natural wonders, but I call them once-in-a-lifetime destinations. Surigao Island, Siquijor Island, Batanes up in Luzon, Camotes Island, Camiguin Island down in Mindanao, Malapascua Island, Bantayan Island. Guys, I'm going to tell you why. Because the pandemic and all these lockdowns has created a need for more leisure. People want to relax. Relaxation has overtaken preoccupation. So they don't want to go to the cities. They're going to seek these small islands, these out-of-the-way places. They're going to see a big jump in tourism. Because not only do people want to relax and have more leisure time, but they want to really get to know the Philippine culture. And the rawer, the better. And when you go to these little islands and these off-the-way places like that, there's no better way to learn more about the Philippine culture and traditions and the real Philippines. So yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, I go to immigration today. I'm going to find out what my options are going to be because I want to stay. If I have to um, extend for 6 months and then during that 6 months the Philippines reopens, then I'll do my immigration run and come back because this is a magical place. If I knew the real reason why people came over here, man, I'd put it in a bottle and I'd sell it. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning today. I mean, for some reason, we've been getting some great, great weather when it's supposed to be really, really hot right now. Now, it did rain last night. That may contribute to why it's feeling so good today. And don't let it fool you, my sweat. I've already did 2 cycles around here, and I mean, that's probably about 3 or 4 miles. Okay, so if in America it's getting late, before you let your head hit the pillow, please help somebody. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break and you see somebody out in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a couple of dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's early, man. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning. I got up early today. You have the whole rest of the day to intentionally go out and find somebody to help. There's no excuse, ladies and gentlemen. There's millions and millions of people here who need our help. My electronic community pantry, the only one in the Philippines, has become a phenomenal runaway success. People are starving over here. We're feeding a lot of people. What I do is we just go out and instead of giving away money, we give away rice. We give away grocery items. And it's just been a tremendous help to people. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.